some corn whiskey over the holidays, and brother, if you don't think that don't burn.
Oh, I know.
Kicking the balls.
Yuck likes to take an aim usually with the corn whiskey.
That's how he does. That's an eye opener. Yeah.
Well, every now and then we go to the chat room and see what they're talking about.
EC Duck.
Alright, somebody says since it's the 1 year anniversary of Umaga's death, do you have any stories about Umaga?
It's already been a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked with him in MLW.
Yeah?
Yeah, for a couple shows and did a promo with him that you just don't realize how big that joker is till you're standing next to him. It's super nice.
Oh, awesome. That whole family's great, man.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite matches with him was I was teaming with Maven and he was teaming with Rosie. They were 3 minute warning.
Yeah.
And with that mask, obviously if you turn my mask around, it's hard for me to see.
No.
But like Umaga would get there and turn my mask around, and while I was trying to fix it, he would tag out to Rosie. And then I kept getting mad. And so I would get mad and it would be Rosie.
Oh
like,
my God.
Like, damn it, it's not him. And then he'd do something else and my fucking mask be all turned around. It's like, motherfucker. And you can't see shit. And I'd just be kind of swinging and he would tag out. And when I get it fixed, Rosie would be in there again. It's like, damn it.
Were they just ribbing you?
Yeah, he was. Rosie was like, it ain't me. But it's still big. Everything they're doing hurts me. So I'm in there getting killed. Plus, I can't see shit. And finally we get Maven in there. And I'm coming, like, Maven's going for the hot tag. Somehow Rosie was down. Maven's down. They coming to tag me. And, the crowd's going crazy, all that. And I look over there. And Umaga just rips his shirt off like how man Jeff used to do.
Oh, shit.
Like he all brings out the sexy. He's like, ah! And he just came in and went all crazy, man. He was
show, right?
Yeah. Working him on house shows was awesome, man. That is a good guy.
I'll never forget the only time I had a lot of interaction with him was one night after one of y'all shows in Richmond a couple years ago, and he said, "Hey brother, come over here a minute." And he wanted to know about me working for Rock and everything. And he said, "How was that, man?" I said, "It was good." He said, "He treat you good, and all this." And he's just talking, man. He's having a good time. He's sitting with me, Mark Henry, and him, and a couple of other people. But he just a cool ass dude, laid back. I mean, he didn't really know me, but he wanted to know who I was and what I was doing there, or whatever. And we just got to talking. And
tell you
cool ass dude.
What he did one time. We was somewhere. It was cold as hell. Fucking like Denver, or one of these, I don't know, Utah somewhere, which is cold as shit. Everybody's freezing and like we went in a van. It was me, him, Carlito, and I think Jeff. We're all in this like van, and then there's another group of people that was in a van, and we're all throwing shit at each other driving down the street. Like throwing Mountain Dew bottles and shit at each other. And Oos was like, I'm gonna get them. So we pulled into a gas station. He's taking forever. Like Jeff went in and got some Red Bulls or some shit. Umaga comes out with like just 2 grocery bags of shit. What the hell is he doing?
Oh shit.
So he went and bought a bunch of them like antifreeze and motor oil and shit, and poured it all over there. Like when they went inside the building, and I think I'm talking it's below freezing. He goes pour like motor oil and shit and antifreeze all over the windows, and then pours water over that. And so it freezes, but it ain't it ain't just like water ice. It's just thick, gooey shit. And when you came out and you saw that car, man, it was like all this brown shit was covered all over the windows. It's like, and it took them like an hour and some change to get that shit so they could even see. I can't even remember who he did it to. Yeah.
That is fucking.
But I know he just came up to us and go, look, the show's over. We gotta go. That's all I said. The show's over. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
All right.
Whatever, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, he fucked him up. So. Anyway, this is to Oos. Your last one, brother?
Yes, sir. We miss you, brother. Because I will be licking the window if I have another one.
And by window, he means...
Hey, look.
That's just smooth. That's just... Hey, so good when it hits your lips.
Yeah.
It's smooth. I like it.
So... What else we got here?
Who came up with the Anderson gimmick for you?
Who came up with the Anderson gimmick for you?
Pat Connors and Rocky Mills. Give me the name. December 4th, 1993, in this town right here. They saw my look. I had a goatee at the time. Pat was looking for somebody to tag up down the East Coast with, and said, "Hey, you kind of look like Arn. Let's grow the goatee out or into a beard. We'll come up with a name for you." And then they got permission from Gene to use the name since Gene was the
Gene Anderson.
He's the real Anderson. And they tried to come up with a name. They said they used Ike, Cal, and then Randy Driver said, "Why don't we just use your initials and call you CW?" and you know I had to make sure that I didn't job the name out. I didn't disrespect the Anderson name, and I've been using it for 17 years.
That's cool.
Did you ever meet Arn with that gimmick? Did he know you ran that gimmick?
He did. Once I got to ECW, Paul got in contact with him because Paul and Tommy Dreamer's idea was to get to form myself, Sign Guy Dudley, you know, Lou, and Bill Wiles as the Dangerous Alliance, and they want to call Bill Beautiful for Bobby Eaton, and want to call me the Enforcer, and he made sure it was cool with Arn, and Arn was a fan of my work. I never, even when I was at WCW Power Plant, I kind of downplayed being the Anderson because I didn't want to disrespect him while I was at the power plant.
Right.
And once I'm actually met and got to talk to Arn a lot when I signed with that new ECW to WWE run, and Arn said he was a fan of my work. He loved what I did. He actually worked with me days in the ring. You know how they would get some of the young guys in there.
Yeah.
Arn would work with me on being more of a Anderson, just that killer instinct type.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I remember he worked with me and Kid Cash one day, and to be in the ring with Arn, with him doing that,
Yeah.
oh my God, man, that was amazing to be in there with him. Arn's such a great guy.
You know, one time he was in there and he was trying to, for some reason, teach somebody how to do the spine buster. He's like, find me one of these young guys. I go, I'll take it. Like, just to say I got spine buster on it, and like I wasn't ready. I was like, all cold and shit.
Yeah.
And it hurt like hell, but I was like, yeah, take spine
He
buster.
come in there and stomped me around one day in WWE. He was like, hey, I want you to do it like this. Wham, wham, and caught me in the jaw one time. I was like, that was nice.
More.
But I have to say this, and it's no secret, when I was at ECW, I wasn't worth a damn. I mean, I couldn't work. My psychology was terrible. I mean, it was terrible. And I was, when I got out of ECW, I said, you know what, I need to start working on some shit. One thing was my punch, and I have to tell you this, I stole your punch along with Matt Hardy. Y'all two together kind of gave me a good punch. And I saw the way you used to come around, way around with that motherfucker and hit somebody. And Arn gave me a compliment on it one day, because I was working Russian guy.
Oleg.
Yeah, Oleg. And he said, I want you to hit him with some shots, some shivers. And I said, how about, can I just hit him with some punches? He said, let me see you punch. And I punched him. He said, punches. He said, I like that. Good punches.
Sarge always told me I had the best punch in wrestling.
Yeah, you did. You had a great punch, and I stole that song. I tried to emulate it, and whenever I tried to punch people, and but I got that from you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What was that little city when we did that spine buster one time and they went all crazy?
I actually still have that on video.
Do you?
Yeah, the camera shot was about 8 miles away.
Yeah.
You could barely see it, but it's on one of my quote unquote best ofs from the Indies.
Yeah.
And I do not remember where it was, but it was a spot you and I invented that I actually ended up using a lot in ECW.
Still in my shit.
Yeah, of course. It's our shit.
Our shit, okay.
I won't steal your spots like before, but we were doing some show, man. There was a bunch of kids there. It was packed, 300 or 400 people, which is huge, as you know, for an indie show.
Yeah.
And we did this long, continuous spot, and ended up hitting them with a spine buster, and we almost jumped up ourselves and started selling because the crowd popped.
Yeah, I remember that shit being loud.
Yeah.
I remember it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
I remember I went up and I was like reaching for the damn. I was going, bam.
We had some great spots. One of the,
Yeah.
I used to show stuff that we did to Sarge.
Yeah.
The spots you and I did together, from the dive off the top
Right.
to the power bomb into the DDT. Sarge was like, man, you and Shane Helms work great together.
We still love good shit.
Is he still working in it? Sorry.
He's on Facebook.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Is he?
Yeah.
I saw him on there. He was talking about how he worked me one time, Shane, at the 19. It was when was it? 2000.
Sarge did?
2004.
When we did Wrestle Force America.
Wrestle Force America for John Boy and Billy, and they ribbed me. And Lodi put Sarge on me. I had a rough night before, and he put Sarge on me. And I did a promo, and I said, yeah, this damn Dwayne Johnson, whoever the hell he is, that motherfucker come out there on fire, boy. And I jumped out in the ring on a shoot. Not just because I was supposed to. I was like, good God, look at this.
Sarge is standing in the back with me and Lodi. He calls him Dwayne Johnson. He started like, that motherfucker. And he puts him in a cross space and starts slapping him. He said, you gonna stay out all night and party again, boy? Just slapping the shit out of him.
Why was he so angry? A lot of anger in that little
Yeah,
guy.
he's angry, man. I'll tell you that.
That 3 days of hell I went through at the power plant, I hated that.
Oh, I
man.
went there 3 days too.
That
and it like
he
killed
makes
me.
you hate him. But you come back in the next day, he's a completely different person.
And guess what? It was 97 degrees that day. I
Yeah.
mean, it was hot.
We got to run for
be
an hour.
outside. Yeah. No, I'm saying in that match.
Oh, when we were doing it, it was
Yeah.
some complex. It was outside. It was like the NBA.
It was where they had the Olympics in 2006, and they that one spot got blew up in the Olympics. That was where we wrestled at.
Yep.
We wrestled right there on that spot.
It was a big crowd there. watching
Yeah,
him work.
but Sarge came out on fucking fire, boy. That
He
bitch
was good. He was solid as hell.
Yeah, you go on my Facebook and see the pictures of it too. He
Yeah.
was hanging out in the back. And remember Chuck Coates, it was 97 degrees and him sleeping under a shade tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was working
Shit.
Joey Matthews, Joey Mercury, and in some car lot in some town in the hill, and there's a bank right next to it, and it said 103 on that damn thermometer. Like the bank.
That was
bank,
before we all made it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We were
quick.
all there.
Yeah.
Matt and Shane.
Hot
Matt and
as
Jeff.
shit.
I was
There was
And
nobody there.
It was 100 and, like the banks had that little temperature thing. We looked up, and it was 103, and like we were the first match out there, and the mat was real dark, and like we had some kind of spot, whatever. And as soon as I went down, boy, that mat was like bacon. Boy, I was like, God, my
Yeah,
nip up. I was like,
over there.
shit.
Yeah, I was there. I remember that.
I said, I ain't going down no more. We're gonna have to fight.
I remember everybody hit the mat, pop right up.
Yeah, shit. They did that at WrestleMania one year in LA on either on Hollywood Boulevard. They had a ring set up, and it's like that when they do those little fan fest things. And me and Rosie are working Lowry's Distance, and we did some kind of shit. Like I think the ring was, I don't know if it was covered or not, but the mats were hot as the mats on the floor were hot as shit.
Yeah.
Because one of the Frenchies was outside, and I did a dive over the top, and I landed on him, and when I bounced off, and I was laying on that mat, boy, I was down there for half a second. I nipped up like, God, damn.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
That shit was hot. That shit was hot. Yeah, boy, I got the boogie woogie still. Shit just hurt.
I saw Boogie hit a man one time, missed him that far, had a brick in his hand, missed him that far, and my man sold it. I like him fell out.
I just did a interview with Boogie a few months ago. It's his last of the year. He has a radio show up in
Boogie does?
Yeah, Virginia, West Virginia,
Yeah.
somewhere along that line. It was great.
Yeah, I love that dude.
Yeah.
Man. That was my
Boogie
favorite
was-
wrestler of all times when I was coming up.
He was ahead of his time for sure.
You know, man, what got me one night? He about made my ass tear up one night. He told me, come up to me, he says, "Hey man, I like that stuff you got, man." I said, "Appreciate it." He said, "Champagne, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I've seen you work." I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah, you wear the vest and the cigarette and the vest lights up." And I said, "You see me work?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Man, that means a lot." I said, "Cause I used to watch your ass all the time. You were my boy back in the day." And I said, "Now you know my name." I said, "That's weird."
Yeah.
That got me right there. I said, "That's weird, man."
I think it was one of the great things about being this business guys we grew up idolizing. We actually ended up getting to work like your Ricky Mortons, your Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
You know, for me, was none greater than being in the ring with Bobby Eaton, the spot at Dayton,
Oh,
with
yeah.
him at ECW. I remember when he was such an influence to me that the day I got to meet him at the ECW arena, for those that were there before they reinvented it, whatever that word is, reinvented it. You walk through the curtain, and then there's a huge place where the guys dress, and then there was a side room, and Bobby was sitting back there talking to Paul. I had to go in another room and collect myself before I went and met him. He was like that much of
Get
an
your
idol
shit
to me.
together, yeah.
I didn't want
Was
to
he that guy? Like it's happened to me a couple times. I'm in there and I was like, damn, look at this.
Yeah.
This motherfucker here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I worked Dusty Rhodes was a bull rope match, and when they locked this up, I'm trying to be all mad, mean CW. I'm in the damn ring with Dusty Rhodes in a bull rope match.
And just some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one with me was Luger actually.
Oh, really?
You
Yeah.
guys work with him? Awesome.
Just doing a spot in WCW, something with 3 count ran in, and we tried to do something, and I don't know what happened, but something happened. I remember Luger had gorilla pressed me, and I was feeding up against the ropes, and he was coming to clothesline me, and I was going, man, that's Lex Luger.
Yeah, I got some shit.
That Muda was big too.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I was laying in the ring watching Muda come down, I'm like, man, this is fucking cool.
Muda.
You worked him over there?
No, in WCW.
At WCW.
Yeah, he came in with the Young Dragons one time, and when we had Tank Abbott,
Mhm.
and so we would do some stuff with them. And I remember I was so excited about working him, and then he hit me with that corkscrew elbow and about broke my shit apart, and I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of the ring. I was like, damn, fuck you then.
This might transition the story, but we were doing some big thing. It was like CM Punk's very first tour in Japan, and Low-Key got the tag with Muda, and they painted Low-Key up like Muda with the paintings and everything, and he come out just like Muda, who was his like spitting image.
Yeah.
And they did that spot. I mean,
But that was cool.
Oh my God, that was.
They
awesome.
did that with Kasayashi for a while too, didn't they?
With him like Muda, yeah.
Yeah, he was a little Muda.
Yeah, but sitting there watching them guys, how they are, when they're sitting there and they take care of Muda, and you know they wash and bathe them as young boys over there. You have to bathe your Mudas, your Hashimoto's, and stuff like that to pay your dues.
Yeah, now see, I bet you that's freaking a lot of people out. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You have to bathe the big boys over there.
Yeah.